usually we just, read a bit of text and then use it to discuss and reflect. And you can use a lot of time just spinning around the same subject, which can be entertaining, but you usually don't have to get to a conclusion.
So in a way we have to choose what theory we want to use, because usually we don't actually have to design games, but now we do, so now we can't just talk about it, we have to use it now. That's very different.
And we're also a bit of the more theory strong parts of this work is when we have to argument why we think this decision is better than the other. Then we have to pull on all the tools we have. Personally, for me, I just feel like I have more to contribute with here, because there's always some facet that needs to be expanded upon. When we come to discussing the theory written that we have, read for the lesson, it's the person who's read it the best or the most that will have the most things to say, or the person who is best at just pulling in other texts. So there would be like a clear best person at the table usually, and that would make me a little more silent, I suppose.
And the way it's been done here, where we have to determine the roles of each person, also in some way, I know that in group work I can be quite dominant if I'm just left to my own devices. But because I've been given a role, and I know that I don't really have to, I don't have to do the things that the other roles have to do. Like, that's not my area of, that makes it easier for me to like tone it down, I think, for myself, and not just, say you're doing it, we should do it this way instead. I'm better at leaving it to other people to decide what's best, and better at listening, I think.
Gonna have like a term from design where we say we have a divergent part of the process. That's usually what you do when you just keep discussing. But here we get forced to converge upon something. Yeah.
Make some choices.
Yeah, make some choices, and that's a big part of it, because it drives things forward.
I think what surprised me the most was how much you can get stuck on one idea, and sometimes it feels bad to just let go of it. So I think we came with like 3 concepts, but it took quite some time going from the first concept to the second, because we just kept going about, okay, ethics, and the troll problem and stuff like that. But then I just wondered, wait, what if we just start from scratch? And I proposed that idea to the rest of the group. Okay, guys, let's just try and start from scratch and see what happens. And then we did that, and the next idea we got, I think, was a lot better actually. But I hadn't realized how important it can be to just let go of your babies or your darlings, however you usually phrase it. I talked with some of them before we started, and a lot of them didn't really know what jam really meant. So I know about it from music jam, where you don't really have any idea of what's supposed to happen, but you just kind of figure it out along the way, and it usually sounds bad in the beginning, but usually at some point something magical happens, and I think it's that magic that you suddenly feel that I want them to experience, because I've experienced it a lot in music, and I think I've also experienced it today with game jamming, and I hope they can see that that's part of why jamming is so much fun. It's when you find that magical spark where it suddenly just seems to work and all fall into place.